Good morning. I am still using the Light Seers Tarot, and I have allowed for reversals. This one, as you'll see in the title, is for Monday, March 4th. But I do try to bring through a message for healing the soul so that no matter when you watch, you can get something out of it. Okay, what is it that we most need to know for... Ooh! Woo! Oh, goodness. Okay. That doesn't happen very often. I'm going to take it. So we have the Tower reversed and the Magician reversed. Okay. And here's our other one right here. The Hierophant. Well, how do you wind up with 3 majors in one day? Okay. I won't complain about it. I think this is actually pretty good. Okay, so when we have the Tower come through reversed, there's still some needing to break through the false self. I read the Tower different for personal readings. Upright, I read it as breaking through the false self, and nothing's ever the same after that, right? Real self's coming through, and shit's about to get real. Basically. So when it's reversed, there's still some breaking through. Someone out there still having a little bit of trouble. And, I mean, I know what that's like. You can't be real with everyone because not everyone is trustworthy. But, you know, it's like, for me, I just have to be really careful not to say the quiet part out loud a lot of times. But sometimes this card will come through when we've got a little bit of an infection going on or a fever, and the energy, you know, because this card is ruled by Mars and Uranus, so the energy wants to break through, but, you know, you have to go through that period where your body's fighting off an infection, and it sometimes can just feel, ugh, and then suddenly it's cleared, you know. So it can be like the fever pitch of a literal fever or an infection. It could, most likely for someone out there, it's really just the fear of change. And then for someone else, this could be about somebody who has been attacking you, you know, wanting to argue with you. Because there are a lot of people out there, believe it or not, well, I think you'd believe it easily, but who seem to only be able to connect through conflict. And that's because that's how it was when they were growing up with the little, you know, as little ones. It was the only way they got any attention. And, you know, those are usually parents who were neglectful and doing their own thing and would only do something for the kids when things were literally at a crisis point, right? Like, can anyone relate to having a parent who didn't take them, which nowadays it's totally different, but I had lots of friends with dental trauma, and it was because their parents never took them to the dentist when they were little, and they didn't get used to having their teeth cleaned, and you only went to the dentist basically when you needed to have a tooth pulled or something terrible like that. Where nowadays children are raised completely differently. But for my generation, that was a real thing. That's what this is, you know, the Tower's like that. This is that type of energy growing up where the parents are waiting for a disaster, something has to break down, and then they'll do something about it. It's like not fixing something until it's broken, kind of. There's no such thing as maintenance with a you know, parental upbringing like that or a household like that. So this could be, you know, really averting something, averting an issue, and being able to take care of it before it turns into a crisis. So that's definitely the message, I think, for someone out there. But it's also a card of accidents because the energy doesn't go up and out. The energy is coming down and in. So be very careful this morning, you know. be careful just getting up and moving around early in the morning, or you get up in the middle of the night to go pee. Don't stub your toe, or just be careful. So the Magician reverse. Now that one's a little, well, it depends. Okay, so it's possible that someone out there is averting a disaster from a liar. When the Magician reverse comes through, that's usually the case. And with this combo, with the Hierophant bringing it all together, it's like you're laughing because you're like, oh, yeah, sure. Because the bullshit meter just went burn, basically. And it's all good, right? But when, on another issue, when we have the Magician reversed, it could be that we're needing to make better plans, but it could be that a disaster has been averted, and that's because you decided to make a new plan. You decided to change something up. Sometimes when we get the Magician reversed, it's my card for talents and gifts, for that you brought through in this lifetime that were definitely there from a past lifetime, and you're now discovering it. Because upright, this card is our as within, so below. But when it comes to reverse, we're discovering that, we always had the power. It's kind of like, I guess, maybe Dorothy with her shoes and, Wizard of Oz kind of thing. The power's always within. And the Magician upright has everything to do with knowing that you have all the tools within you, all the resources within you to create whatever it is that you're wanting to create. You just have to know that you're not without tools, you're not without resources. But, this card sometimes for some people, it'll come through if you're doing dailies. And I don't read the majors, like when I do dailies. I don't anymore, but I used to do dailies for myself all the time, and I always remembered one of the rules were unless you keep getting it every day for like 5 days in a row or something, when you get a major card, you don't tend to take it as such a big deal, right? So I think that might be the case, unless we keep getting the same card. I mean, that's happened before. I remember over the holidays, and I was using the Housewives Tarot, and we kept having that stinky mayonnaise. I think it was the death card. We kept having some weird cards, and I hope I warned someone from getting food poisoning with that. Because, somebody did comment saying, oh, yeah, I leave mayonnaise out on the counter for hours. I'm like, no, never do that. So, anyway, Magician reversed. The keywords are manipulation and having a hard time making plans, or somebody's lying to you, or it's a scam. Maybe somebody's averting a disaster because somebody tried to, maybe you wake up and there's, like a bunch of scam emails, or at least one scam phishing email, and you go, oh, I know how to deal with that. And you're like, right? Because the structured rules of living in society nowadays. Things are very, very different. At least we don't have, people knocking on our doors trying to sell us stuff. Well, we probably do, but, you don't have to answer. I don't answer the door unless someone's coming over that I know. Those days are gone. So, okay, keywords with the Hierophant. Well, sometimes it's about religion. Sometimes it's about conforming to those old beliefs, those old ways of, you have to go to a priest to get guidance from God. You can't get it within. Well, basically, this guy's been meditating for so long, it's all within, and no wonder he's laughing, right? It's like, nice try. But then again, if you have, and a lot of people do, they have a wonderful relationship with all the people that go to their church, and it's more of the camaraderie and the community and coming together, and it doesn't have anything to do with, you have a pastor or a minister, and or a priest if it's Catholic, and if it's a wonderful experience because they're real, they're actual real people, not judging you, and you're all going through the human experience together, then that can be really, really beautiful. And I think that's what the case is for a lot of people, whether it's a spiritual, group or religious group, whatever it is. When the Hierophant comes through upright, I don't see any, challenge that way. I see it more as our belief system, and that you know that everything is within. And then also, it's our card for teachers. It's a wonderful card for teachers. So and this could be later in the day, and maybe it's a wonderful meditation where you're literally taught something from your spirit team. So yeah, I hope that's what it is. I'm trying to feel into the combo here and see if I can get any other message. I think that's about it, except for do your best to not reject anything that's coming up. I heard self-rejection, and I don't know that it really goes with the cards, but it's just a message for the day. So just to be really careful with rejecting any parts of yourself and making thinking that you're bad and you're needing to be perfect, and all of that is just it's just a mental trap. And we have to be careful with that, because that's how we become free, is to not judge ourselves harshly for the things that are coming up that we need to heal. That's just a normal part of being human. So, okay, I think that's all I have then. Hope it's a wonderful day, you guys. Bye.